Welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Bob Sellers here with Heather Childers. The American Medical Association is getting woke, considering the removal of biological sex from the birth certificates as their board of trustees called to remove the terms male and female. The board's decision comes as part of a broader and increasingly intense campaign by LGBT activists to have gender identity replace and erase biological sex. Let's bring in our panel for thoughts on this. Now, to make clear, as I understand it, Melanie, they would still keep track of biological male and female, but it wouldn't be released in public birth certificates, however you define that. But what's going on here? It seems preposterous.
I don't know what's going on here. This is the American Medical Association, right? So we're dealing with medicine and biology. So it would seem to me that they would be on the side of making sure that everything is medically and biologically correct. And this makes absolutely no sense for them to go woke for a very, very, very small segment of the population that might need this designation. I could almost see adding to birth certificates for those very rare exceptions where you have some gender exceptions, but to remove gender from birth certificates when that is very much needed biologically is ridiculous.
Ford, your thoughts?
Well, Melanie's absolutely right. They need to drop the M. Since when do they actually care more about feelings than actual science and biology? And to that point, there's a lot of practical issues here. You're talking about it's problematic for emergency room doctors, for young children. It's problematic for educational administrators. And heck, it's problematic for hiring practices. Because remember, when you change it on the birth certificate, someone's also going to be able to change it on the driver's license. And we already know that that's occurring. If you want to get rid of Title VII, gender equity, fairness in the workplace, keep this up, because you want to know what? It's going to be biological women at the end of the day who get a raw deal.
Yeah, you know, Dennis, I think a lot of people understand sexuality is something different from your biological gender, but it seems like we could agree at least to start with what you have there.
Couldn't put it any better. You know, first thing I got to say is why? Why do we have this? But second of all, Bob, you're right. Everybody starts with a baseline. I mean, you're born with biological attributes, and that should be recognized, as Ford pointed out, at least for medical purposes later down the line. And as Melanie pointed out, you know, at least have it there. And if they want to amend it later because they feel as though they need to change their sex, that's one thing. But what keeps somebody from not only changing their sex, their gender, but also from changing their ethnicity? I mean, where are we going with this? What is the logical conclusion of such a thing?
Yeah. Your thoughts, Heather?
Well, we keep hearing about follow the science. You're either born a male or you're born a female. Follow the science.
Amen.
Yeah, because then it becomes political, and I don't see how you get through medical school without at least being able to recognize the difference between male and female. I didn't go to med school. I didn't go to law school either, Ford.
I'll just say this. You'd be surprised that some med students are being pushed on this, and they're having, how shall I say, questions about that, even at the UVA medical school. So this is a really big problem. And I think Dennis raises an even greater point, the slippery slope. Why can't I just pick anything when it's convenient for me on that day?
We're being put in the same situation as educators. We're being put in the same situation. And when we are given our tests and our training.
Melanie, thank you. Melanie Collette, Ford O'Connell, Dennis Ross, thank you. I'm sorry we got to run. Always love having you guys as the panel. We'll be back with more.